Thank you, Angel, and Heidi ho, everyone. Welcome aboard. It is a day where I think, where the hell did I get my trading license from? And I'll explain that to you a little bit later. Not the end of the world, but some days you just think, where, why, how did that happen? Anyway, that's trading, and it's sometimes sent to try us. Hi, sweet, how you doing? Let's go and do business as usual before I get onto that somewhat, I was going to say depressing. It's not depressing. If you get depressed, you should be doing something else. What are we doing? We've got the pound. This is why, right? This is euro pound. This is why I'm a little bit peeved with myself. Anyways, and that's got a lot to do with it because the pound just goes bang, bang, bang. I said yesterday if I was going to trade the pound, I'd like to trade it short. And sure enough, way it went. We got a break-even trade on the breakout with that buying bar there. Took us to TP1, but that was as good as it got. And then we came back underneath, not quite underneath the pivot. So an entry would have been quite difficult. Maybe as a, no, it would have been difficult. Unless you stayed up to the chain. No, I can't see a way in there really. Too dodgy there. Anyway, let's get back to business. Business is that we need to trade a breakout here. And the last three bars allow me to instantly put a long order in the market because the previous two bars, well, the current bar and the previous bar, are quite obviously in a down, down, down situation. I'm going to measure that actually. So we have gone 82 pips already today, and I'll have a look at the ATR a little bit later to see whether that's an anomaly. But if you have a look at a day like that, where we crashed, what's that? It must be 200 pips. Not quite, 140 odd. Then you've got to be thinking, oh, okay, this is not that unusual. Big move there as well, going on the upside. So the ATR will be maybe, I don't know, in the vicinity of 90, 100 pips maybe. We'll have a look at that in a little bit. Those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to you. It's nice to have you on board. We are, as usual, looking for the opening of London session so we can trade a breakout of the range of the previous three bars. Two ways to trade this so far. One's an optimized version that suggests we should trade the previous 5 bars. We'll get to that a little bit later. But we're using the previous 3 bars. I hate it when we've got a big move like that. Very, very difficult to get a breakout because guess what? That's the breakout right there that we've just witnessed. So we'll have a look at it. The entry for the long is above the high of the 3-bar range, and that bar there is, of course, that high. The low of the 3-bar range will be that low. If it is the low, it may well be lower. We've got a minute to go. But the parameters around the high are very, very clear. And they are these. The buy is at 1.3875. The stop loss for that is at 1.3861. The TP1 is 1.3882 and the TP2 is 1.3903. So that won't change. We've got 30 seconds to go. So I would imagine the stop loss is not going to change for the short. That will be at 1.385, let's say 1.3860. That will be the stop loss. That's for absolute sure. 3860. The entry at this stage, unless it goes a little bit lower, is going to be at 1.3819. And that's exactly what it will be, 1.3819. Now, just to explain, those of you who haven't seen this before, this is a one cancels other. So in other words, if we get triggered short, we will cancel the long. If we get triggered long, we will cancel the short. I'll explain the TPs to you in just a tick. But in the meantime, I need to get this order in the market. And I just don't want to be triggered short here. I really don't. No real money on this, guys. This is micro lots because we're just testing this as a system and not saying to you that it is tradable at this point. We're getting there. Ash and I are actually meeting later on, and we're going to shore up these stats for the last, well, since January, basically, and see what we come up with. I did say there was an entry level, didn't I? Is it 1.3819? Yes, it is. And the stop loss is way up there at 1.3860. 1.3860. Okay. So there's the short. Haven't I put the long in? No, I haven't. Okay, let's do that. Buy stop. Again, micro lots. Entry 1.3875. And stop loss 1.3861. There we go. So the stop loss for both is very, very close together. Do we want to get... Oh, we better put the TP1s in for visual sake. For the short, TP1's 1 point, we haven't put in, have we? So explaining TP1 and TP2 for you guys who haven't seen the system. That candle there is the one that we're trading, right? Short underneath, stop loss above, and 1.3819 to 1.3860 represents 41 pips of candle, and therefore 41 pips is the risk that we're taking. We halve that for our first take profit, so that will become, was 41, it'll be 20 pips. So we'll go 1.3799 as our first take profit. Our second take profit, we use double the risk. Again, in this case, 41 pips. So that would be 82 pips for TP2. And that will mean 1.3737, I believe, if my maths is correct. What's that? 63 plus 19 is 82. That'll do me. Now at TP1, what we do is take half of our risk off the table. In other words, bank half of what we've got at risk and move our stop loss, whatever we took at TP1, which was, what, 20 pips, we would move our stop loss 20 pips from entry, giving us a free trade. So let's put those levels in. 1.3799. Wow, we're bang on it. Is that one of those moments? Maybe. 1.3737 is our TP2. Right about there. For the long, we've got TP1 at 1.3882, which is about there-ish. And TP2 is at 1.3903, which is about there-ish. Gosh, there, close enough. Righto, so there you go. That is the pound breakout trade. Now, speaking of the pound, this is why I need to, I don't know if I need to flagellate. Maybe I should, although it doesn't mean anything really, because I'm not religious. But here's the reason. This morning, I opted to take two trades, which were very, very similar. And there was a third that I was looking to take. Now, I've just been triggered in Euro Aussie long, and I've been waiting on that for some time, as you know. Traded that on the daily chart. The levels are there. And, of course, I've been taken in on a big buying bar. I hate that. I'd much rather be taken in on a little bar that tested here and then a pullback then we go. Hate these entries. They're horrible. So that was the entry that I chose to take on a daily chart, trading this bar here, which we've been trading. Well, we traded that on Thursday as well. Obviously, we cancelled the order over the weekend, and now we're back in that exact position. As I said to you before, this hasn't gone away. It's exactly the same trade that it was on Thursday, because we had basically two inside bars, apart from that one on yesterday. That took out the weekly pivot, but came very, very quickly back underneath it. So a little bit of risk involved there, without question, but the structure still remains, and we'll see how that pans out. But dreadful entry compared to the one that I didn't take, which was on the list, and that was Euro Pound, for which I've been also waiting for quite some time, and that setup was this one. Breakout with that bar in late US session, and then a pullback to the daily pivot across the weekly pivot. I mentioned this morning in my preview, and as I said, I took two trades, and they were both very, very similar. This was the third that I did mention, but didn't take the trade. Oh dear. Guess which one went? The one that I didn't take. That was that one. So Euro Pound went. Euro Aussie didn't, but now we're in that trade. Euro Dollar, we're not in that trade, but I still do have a trade on that. Well, that looks like it's expired itself. Not sure why that would be the case, because I didn't have it on an EA. So Euro Dollar long, they're the parameters for that. If you still wanted to have a look at it, we're a long way from entry. Again, that's taken on a daily chart. We mentioned this yesterday, and nothing's changed there. Again, two inside bars, or so far two inside bars. And when that's the case, I still leave the order in place, or replace the order, if you like. So that's still pretty clear to me. Bouncing off the bottom of the range, false break of the support trade line, double cross of the weekly pivot. All those reasons to go long Euro Dollar. The only thing, of course, is the strength in the Euro Dollar. The strength in the dollar, and the perceived weakness in the euro, for perhaps good reason. So fundamentally, this is not a fantastic trade, but technically, I can't fault it. I really can't fault it. It's absolutely where it needs to be, as was Euro Aussie. But as I say, I hate being taken in on these big bars. I would much have preferred this to hit the weekly pivot, pull back off it, then gone through. That was the plan. And of course, the reason I need to flagellate is this one. It was the third one. You can't take three trades. Well, sorry, you can do whatever you like, but I can't take three trades which are exactly the same. And I chose to leave this one out, and that's gone pretty much double risk. And the others, not so much. So, Ash, that's the story of my day. What did you say? You pulled the wrong rein. That's the one. Well, I mean, that's yet to be proven, but at this point in time, I've pulled the wrong rein.
You pulled the wrong rein on the horse. Is that the analogy there, mate?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I went Euro Aussie and Euro Dollar instead of Euro Pound. And as you know, I've been waiting on Euro Pound for a week or more. And I'm kind of gritting my teeth, saying, "You effing, you know what."
Yes, yeah, very frustrating, mate.
I mean, look, to be fair, the set, it was there, and I said it was there, and I said, well, I'll wait until I get through the weekly pivot and retest, then I'll have a crack, and that may still be the case. So it's not the end of the world, and really, I'm only kidding. I don't give I do give a rat's ass, but a horse's ass. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar position, mate, in many respects. So I'm obviously sort of like quite keen on gold at the minute, and I had a company that I was watching for quite a while called Capital Drilling, and they came down to 59 pence yesterday, 2 days ago. But I chose to go with a company called Centamin, which are much bigger. And then I've just read this morning that Capital Drilling have just secured three new contracts, and so, one of the reasons I was really interested in them, it's funny because I was interested in this gold stock called Centamin, and they mine in this mine in Egypt, But they've got problems with the mine because the mine is caving in, and you know how dangerous it's. I mean, you probably know better than most
Absolutely.
about the dangers of mining for gold. Well, Capital Drilling's job is to kind of secure these mines, and I know, and I found them through looking at Centamin, because they one of the ways that Centamin were going to secure their mine was by using Capital Drilling to come and do their thing. So I knew they had one contract, and it's a big contract, and that got me interested in them. So I started looking at their fundamentals, but I got romance with the size of Centamin rather than anything else, because actually, Capital Drilling was the one that I liked, because Centamin have obviously got an outlay, and Centamin are getting and Capital Drilling have got this income because of that particular contract. So that's why they initially interested me. But it seems to me like they've got some more things on the pipeline that I just didn't. I didn't really take enough heed to, and I wish I had, because now they've popped up by what must be they're 10% higher. Pretty much, yeah, they're 10% higher from the low in a matter of 2 days, and Centamin have gone nowhere. I think they're about 1% off their lows. So yeah, I feel your pain, mate. I feel your pain.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's not the first time that's happened. It won't be the last. And, I had reason as well. So I can't kick myself in the butt. And the reason was, and we addressed this last week, wanted to go long based on this bar, really, at the end of the day. But also at the end of the day, we still haven't come down to the bottom of the range. And I did mention that last week. I think this is a better buy down here. If that, and I kept saying all week, if that low continues to be a low, then the next port of call is up, and that may well be but it's not yet the case. It's still an inside bar at this point. So
yeah,
we'll see how it pans out.
But bit of a quiet day as it goes over here, mate. I'm just looking through some of these stocks. Goodness me, that can't be right. No. Yeah, I'm just looking through some of these stocks, and I'm seeing of the big guns, the likes of Unilever, Dutch Shell, and BHP going down the list. This AstraZeneca is doing relatively well today. The pharmaceutical company, which not sure what's going on there. Would have maybe been interested in buying something of those guys as well, but AstraZeneca are obviously providing.
Are the Europeans changing their mind?
I don't think they are. No, I think they've got some other deal. But the thing is about healthcare is that if you pick the right stock when it comes down to healthcare, then in some respects you can't really lose, because people always need it. People will always need some kind of use. It will always have some sort of use. Now that doesn't mean that you can just go and buy healthcare and it be a winner. But AstraZeneca, yes, they've had problems with the vaccine, but they are still providing it, and I think there's still some studies going into whether it's got this blood clotting issue or not.
If you look at the numbers, they're really not compelling to not use.
Absolutely right.
Really
absolutely right. Yeah, and also we've got the Brexit scenario. AstraZeneca being a UK company, I think that as soon as they reneged a little bit on the delivery, in a way through no fault of their own, but they reneged on some of the delivery of the dosage. I think the European Union does tend to kind of react like this, where they're quite petty in some respects, and they will be a block that will cut their nose to spite their face. And we saw that with the negotiations. I think the UK probably did some of that as well, but I think the European Union are they're almost known for the bickering and infighting, and this is what's happened here. And interesting, talking about Europe and the euro, we have got some really important elections, I think tomorrow, in Holland. And this Freedom Party are coming up in the polls. They're coming up along the rails now. I think they're a good 7 points off still, so it probably will be a victory for the main party in Holland. But this Freedom Party is similar to what UKIP was for the UK, but they're much more popular in Holland than UKIP was in the UK, and they obviously are pushing for a referendum on EU membership, and I wonder whether they're going to win it. It's a concerning, well, not win it, but I wonder whether they're going to get enough head of steam to maybe push a vote through, to push a referendum through. I mean, Holland leaving the EU. Or having a hint of leaving the EU really will send shockwaves. I mean, the UK, in some respects, was kind of always on the outside, mainly because we're an island, and in fact, that's really the only reason. I was going to say because of historically the UK has really done a lot of things on their own, but the Dutch have been equally as successful really throughout history. At different points in history, so they're a big hitter. I mean, from last recollection, I think it was only Germany and Holland that were actually positive when it came down to some of the fundamental numbers. So I don't know what's going on with the euro today. I haven't even looked. I've been looking at some shares instead, but I don't think. Well, I can see the euro's popping up against the pound. That might be more of a pound story.
It's a pound story. Yeah, the euro's not doing too much at all, from what I can see.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So yeah, I think interesting. What's going to happen to the euro over the course of the next few weeks, and if that Dutch election does swing in the favour of the Freedom Party, then watch the euro come down, and I think it will be quite significant because the fundamentals just aren't good for Europe. They are lagging behind when it comes down to the vaccine rollout. They're having all sorts of arguments with the providers of the vaccine. And now we've got this potential election, and couple that with the fact that we talked yesterday about Angela Merkel not only leaving power but her party losing some momentum, and Europe's going through an odd transition. Now, you pointed out quite rightly yesterday that it is incredibly durable, but even the toughest contenders eventually will fall.
Will crumble.
Yeah,
ask the Romans.
Ask the Romans, yeah, and if you compare it to the Romans, then it hasn't even really been around that long. So yeah, I think we need to really watch the euro very, very, very closely. Lewis, how you doing, buddy?
It's very difficult to find a fundamental reason to trade the euro along against the Aussie. Yet here I am.
Yeah. Daylight saving is 28th of March. Yes, 28th of March, mate. Last Sunday of March, daylight saving will start. EU is suing the UK on Brexit deal. Yes, apparently so. I mean, some things are an event and some things are a non-event, and that'll be a non-event. There'll be some tit for tat going on there. Yeah, they might try and do that. Boris Johnson's come out really with fighting talk again. Trying to kind of get a deal going with. But really now what's happening is that UK is trying to do some other deals on membership. They want to join some other clubs. And there's this club between India, America, South Korea, and I think Japan, which when you name those countries, that is that's a pretty monolithic. In fact, that would be the wrong word for so many nations, but it is a giant of trade proportions, if you like. When you sort of think about those countries, I think common belief is that India is going to be the evolving country when it comes down to what happens next. America are already there. Japan are an established nation. South Korea means you've got a kind of foothold in Asia. UK can join that club. I think it will make up a lot of the deficit between what they've lost between the UK and the EU. So Boris Johnson's really going out and trying to get some deals going. And he's going to get one or two. There's no doubt about it that's he's going to be able to smooth out some of the loss of revenue that would have been created from the EU.
Well, he's heading in the right direction. I mean, Asia's the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think it's a really interesting period coming up. So we got Shukri in today, right?
We have indeed. He's already
Brilliant.
checked in and said hello. Nobody
Yeah.
said hello back. So we're all ignoring him.
Oh, well, no, I was about to try and say hello back,
Hello,
but
hello,
then you went on
future
another thing.
millionaires.
How you doing, Shukri? Yeah. So we've got. I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether it's even worth kind of going into things like Bitcoin before you start, because you're probably going to quash just about every opinion that I have on it. So I won't even embarrass myself. But yeah, watching that Bitcoin price, watching obviously Ethereum and all the other kind of coins, they're all doing better than I thought they would. I have to say, mate. I thought by now we would have seen that dump down in Bitcoin. But they're all showing some relative resilience from what I can see.
Stimulus.
Yeah, the stimulus package. I mean, do you think that's we were talking about before? We were talking about the seasonal aspect of Bitcoin. Does that mean we push the seasonality down the road, or is it not coming this year?
The season is the same, but it started earlier.
Okay.
Have you sent Joe a case of whiskey yet, mate?
I should. But today we need an Aussie in the house, because
We can send me a case of whiskey. I'll be okay.
Huge money-making opportunity.
Oh,
huge. But we need an Aussie in the house to front run things. I don't know
Jeff,
enough about Australia.
Do you know any Australians we could ask?
I'll have to find out.
Okay, well, this sounds exciting, Shukri.
Yeah. Who's I mean, Aussie here? Do we have an Aussie here?
Yeah, do we have an Aussie?
What am I in trouble for now? How much SH1T are you going to get me into now, mate?
Oh, this is big, man. This is big. Okay, can I take over? This is huge.
If it's huge.
Okay, go on. No, just finish up, Jeff. Yeah, because this is huge. So
look, you've whet our anticipation now. We're going to have to go.
Okay, let's go, guys. So let's go. Okay, listen.
You got a Western shirt on. You're going out to Texas, mate, or something.
I thought it was Seychelles.
I can't. Go on.
Seychelles is always the best. Okay, here it is, guys. Here.
Do I need my pen?
Share this. Share. There it is. You guys see that? So this is the news today. Animoca Brands brings MotoGP, that's Formula One, to Flow blockchain. Announces the first collectibles NFT sale. That's on the 26th of March. Because now the F1 thing is going to be like NBA Top Shots here.
Wow.
Which has best moments from NBA history. So I think the Flow one will be best moments from F1 or something like that.
Wow, mate. Do you know what? I think you're onto something here. This is exciting. Yeah, I'm all ears.
You're all ears, right? Now look at this. Now when we see a Rev here, now this is Rev, right? This is Rev, Animoca Brand. So it's obviously up. I'm not sure, but I think you can use both Rev and Flow to buy it, which is what I've been telling the guys, don't sell the Flow. Use the Flow to buy NFTs. And now in Formula One, okay, I know a bit about Formula One here because this is Rev, right? Okay, this is Rev. Look at Rev now. And look, guys, okay, guys, what wallet is this? Hello. What wallet is this? If you don't know your MetaMask and you don't know your gas thing, you are going to be stuck. You can't even buy it because I think when they have that drop on the 26th, everyone's going to be in because now we know we have someone from Great Britain coming in, like unannounced. So Simon had better be careful, man. Simon.
Do you know, my friend works for F1 in an F1 team, mate. He works for Aston Martin. Yeah, so he probably doesn't know much about this though.
Yeah, this is coming. And look at this. You can even use SAN now. Okay, now you have Rev, you have SAN, right? Now this is related, okay? So you can claim, you can even mine this thing, okay, Rev. And then basically now it's even become more valuable because you can buy a lot of things here. Now this Rev also owns this, F1 Delta Time. Look at that. So look, you can even buy a track here, and that time, I think there was news last year that track in Monaco, which is like totally virtual, is only like 169,000. You know what? That's cheap. That's totally cheap. I'll tell you why. Okay, you have your Grand Prix rewards now and all of this. Oh, I don't know. I like to buy. Maybe there's going to be an Aston Martin car. Okay, what wallet is this, guys? You know what it is, right? It's the MetaMask again, Rev, right? Now I'm not sure where Flow comes in, but I'm sure we can easily change Flow for Rev somewhere in order to get all these things. Now here's the deal, okay? Look at this Animoca brands here. So it is definitely coming to, okay, NBA Top Shot and Crypto Kitties. So MotoGP. Now, who else owns Rev? Okay, Rev, you got Sand, you got Rev. And the next one, which Fad is a rich man because he's already 30 times up on this. He is already 30 times up on this. This is Limpo. This is Australia. This is an Australian company. And look, it's already up like 30 times. Now this is also owned by Animoca Brands. So I think that one fine day in the future, there is going to be an Aussie drop, and it could be well using Lim and also Flow because it looks like that. It looks like that. So I have to ask Jeff, what's popular in Australia? What's the global Australian thing? Is it like cricket? Is it rugby?
It'd be bamboo. It'd be bamboo shukri, of course.
It will be probably cricket or NRL.
Not rugby?
Not rugby.
Oh, not rugby?
No.
Really? What's NRL?
The National Rugby League.
But that's Australian, right? Australian.
Isn't that what you just asked me?
Yeah. Is it Australian football or Australian rugby?
Oh no. That's not Australian rules. That's a different game entirely.
I see. Okay. So cricket.
So Australian Rugby League is basically just rugby league, but they decided to put Australia in front of it.
No. They don't call it that. It's a thing called AFL, which is Australian Football League.
Okay.
But if you want to be Aussie centric, then that would be definitely one of the options. But the NRL would be bigger, I believe.
NRL would be bigger. Okay.
Is that what you're asking me? Is this just internal?
Because when you know all this, you got to know the players. Because once a shot comes out like this, you got to know what to buy. And I'm going to show you what the first people got in. Okay, these were the first guys. Look at this, guys. The whales of NBA Top Shot, okay? Made a fortune. Now, what fortune? He knew LeBron James. I don't know who's the most famous NRL player. Who's the famous cricket player? I have no idea. I'm ashamed. So I need your advice.
Shane Warne is the most famous cricket player, probably worldwide, actually. But
he's retired.
Yeah, you didn't ask me if he's still playing. You want them still playing, right?
Yeah.
Far out, man.
Yeah. Following
how many filters have I got here?
Following NBA Top Shots, see the best selling is LeBron James, not Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got to be playing, yeah.
Yeah. So who's the number one? Who's the number one cricket country in the world? Anyway, I don't even know who's the number.
At the moment, New Zealand.
Probably the UK.
Oh, the UK. We have New Zealand. We have UK. We have Australia.
Mate, India is far, 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 far bigger than any other country in cricket.
Yeah, they are actually, and that's their national game, isn't it?
Yep.
Correct. Okay, so
that'll be massive there.
Massive. Yeah, massive there, right? So we have to know the cricket players or even the NRL players. Now look at this. LeBron James, he spent like 175,000. He's just an engineer, okay? NBA Top Shot. He wondered what it was. So he decided to spend 175,000 and they are now worth 20 million. Look at that.
Wow.
That's why I said, is Simon here? Simon will have competition now for the Aston Martin, whatever.
Yeah. Well, do you know, I mean, it's interesting. Actually, Aston Martin could be a really interesting one because they've only just launched. You know, that they've come out of another team and they've gone out and grabbed I can't remember which driver they got now, but he's a decent driver.
Sebastian Vettel.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And the thing is with Aston Martin, because they're new, they might just go under the radar just a little bit, you know. So you might get them a little bit cheaper, and then if they win a championship, which you know the guy that runs it, Lawrence Stroll, he's really hungry. And they might
Stroll.
win a championship. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen their new car and it looks. I
And
mean, it looks amazing. I know that doesn't say everything, but it looks incredible.
And his son is there, right?
And his son is there, which is a little bit of a question. You know, that's the one questionable aspect. I mean, why? Yeah, I'm not sure what that seems a little bit. You know, keep it in the family like that. You're not necessarily getting the best driver. You're kind of doing it because it's it's a bit narcissistic.
But you know what would make this expensive if Sebastian Vettel actually won or is in actually third place or gets a lot of podiums? That NFT would go up in
Yes,
value.
it would.
So
Yes, it would.
Fast. See that?
Yeah, that's really interesting, mate. That's really interesting. So how do we buy the Aston Martin NFT?
You got. Yeah, I don't know yet because I got to go to the group, but I know the drop is going to be on the 26th, and that's what I'll be spending. So, guys, this is what I'm going to do. My activity is, again, I always believe we have to practice for this. So I'll be spending a lot of my time here on NBA Top Charts. I'll probably burn a few $100, but it's okay because I'm going for the F1 one. I just want to be one of the first to get in and just keep it. You know, so I'll be going here and see. It's all, look at it, it's all sold out. Now it's like, man, it's so hard to get, and it's gonna come like this, and then I have to put my flow. I have to put in my MetaMask. I have to get an account. So you know, it's just like signing up for this, or probably signing up for this. Yeah, subscribe here, and then you know that you have your MetaMask here, and probably that's how you buy. But I also want to go in NBA and see how the Flow blockchain works, because the good thing about new drops is this, guys. This is the best thing about new drops. First, they're cheap, okay? Because there's usually a silly little offer. There's usually a stupid offer, because during Beeple, right? You guys know Beeple, right? Because during Beeple's first auction, they dropped several NFTs for $1. I don't know what the gas cost to get that. Probably be $1K US, right? But you know what? This guy, one has been flipped for 156,000 US.
Wow.
I don't mind spending $1 or $2 grand US going for that. Who knows? I might get it, but you guys know, right? Your gas could be burned, but hey, it's worth it. What the hell?
Okay, Shukri, did you see what happened to the Kings of Leon's NFT?
Oh no! What happened to that?
Well, I know they launched it. I'm just interested to.
It sold.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I think it sold quite well. $2 or $3 million last week. Yeah, I did. I heard it on CNBC.
Is it shot up in value?
I'm not sure, but I know I last saw it on CNBC. It sold very well.
Yeah, because it's interesting, isn't it? We're talking about sports, but it's really broadening out this particular space, isn't it?
Yes.
NFL got one. I imagine that would be.
NFL is probably coming soon. That's right. So guys, if you guys know this, again, I don't know anything about cricket and NRL, but definitely if I smell that limb is coming out, man, we got to have a show here. 30 minutes dedicated to Jeff educating us on NRL and who's
Okay, how many names do you want? I can line that up.
Just one that's current, Jeff, would do for starters.
Yeah. Okay.
You want the best, right? You want the best in each.
Okay, this is what I want. I want the best here. I don't know how Australian works, but this is how the NFL and NBA works. I also want the rookies.
Yeah.
Okay, I want the young ones
Yep.
because I am going to buy most of my things here. I'm going to spread my bets here. And probably here I buy only 1 or 2 because I know they're going to be expensive. But if I have 10, I would buy 8 here. Intelligently, not just everything, but that's where you have to educate us. Who are the best, the highest ranking or whatever, and then you just go buy, because when they are successful, and I'm willing to keep it for 2-3 years, right? It's okay, because once they come here, hey, just sell it off.
It's really interesting, Shukri, because really what you're doing is betting on someone's career when you get the rookies, aren't you?
Yes.
Which I think is brilliant. You know, aside from trying to make money out of it, this looks to me like it's quite an enjoyable pastime.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, if you're a sports fan, you know, it's something that I would love to do. You know, just kind of getting getting into the certain sport and seeing if you can pick the guys that are really going to break through, and kind of testing your knowledge, and it does change the way you watch this stuff, I suspect as well. Do you watch much of this stuff, Jeff? Are you really like up on it, or is this not? Would you have to actually go and research it?
No, I'm up on it.
Okay, so you know the rookies and stuff. You know the ones that are exciting.
I think one day we have to call the former New Zealand cricket coach. You know, I heard.
Yeah, I tell you, yeah.
He's all over the New Zealand stuff. Yes, of course.
Yeah, Paul would know. I tell you what, Paul would be good at actually. He'd probably be pretty good at picking out just about any cricketer, because he understands cricket as a game, you know. So he understands when somebody's doing something in a certain way.
Now that begs the question, actually, because the biggest cricket name on the planet is the captain of the Indian cricket team, right?
Yeah, so everyone will be going there.
That's right. Does that mean his value is zero?
No, his value is a lot. But we want to go for the rookies, the up and coming young guys. Yeah, and this is where Paul can contribute. But of course, I know that Paul will go in first. He'll probably stay up until 2 a.m.
I know he's a pretty generous character. I think he'd let us know. But I think that's interesting what you're saying, Jeff. Actually, but what you're saying is it a zero-sum game buying like Sachin Tendulkar we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, many years ago, yes. Now it's Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli. So is it a zero-sum game because everybody buys, so it doesn't really go as far as if you manage to buy, you know, the up and coming rookie.
But there's a few. One just started actually in the Indian Tour of Australia.
Which one?
And his name escapes me at the moment, but he's a superstar of the future, man.
Yeah, because this one, if you look at it, say that one was cheap at 779. What was it? I gotta get that one, right? But anyway, see, when you talk about LeBron here, it's his moments, you know, it's his memories, okay?
Yeah.
When you talk about Giannis, he has been there since 2014. It's his slam dunk, right?
Yeah.
The way he dunks the thing, and now he's a top star. That's just how it works. So again, I like the younger ones, you know, and this is all coming. So I'm going to have to be very busy next week with this just to practice for the F1.
Yeah.
See, because again, guys, in order to do this, you need two bodies of knowledge, which is not easy. Okay. The first, you need knowledge of the sport, but we have Paul and we have Jeff here. The next that you need is actually cryptos and wallets. Not so much for cryptos. I think it's more on wallets. How do you make your wallet transact the fastest? That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is, because everyone will be going in, because we know it's limited.
This is far more interesting than Bitcoin to me.
Yeah, me too, mate. I think this is great.
Because I know something about this shit.
Yeah. Correct. And that's why they say that this time, you know, it's good. It's really going to be it just changes the thing now. In the
I was
2000s,
a television sports producer, Shukri.
You should.
I was.
You should, you see? Because in 2017, there was cryptos. Now in this rally, there's cryptos and NFTs, two worlds. And now you see, now everyone is coming in. Everyone can go in now.
Would you say this is the most exciting space right now, Shukri?
Yes. Any early space. See, crypto is now set. This is basically the third cycle. No, crypto is in the fourth bull cycle.
Yeah.
We're in the fourth, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, can I show you something?
Yeah,
before?
Sure. And NFTs is in the first. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Now this is my next version.
Okay.
This is my next version, right?
Oh,
I love that, mate.
That is cool. Yeah.
What are you, a wombat?
No, I had to change it. We were using the Tassie Devil cartoon thing, right?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I got a funny feeling that they wouldn't like me do that.
Yeah.
So I had to change it. That's a Tassie Devil body. That's
cool.
the exact Tassie Devil.
Cool.
So it's got to be coloured in, and the bamboo's got to be coloured in, and all that sort of stuff.
Correct. And we'll mint it one day. I don't know whether we're going to mint it on OpenSea or Rarible, but we got to.
Like I said, it has to be worth many thousands of dollars to afford.
Correct.
To pay for the artist.
Yeah. We got to pay. We got to save on our gas fees. But okay, gas fees are coming down.
This is the thing with it with gas fees. I mean, this is where Cardano starts coming in, Shooky. But
Yeah.
is it usable enough? Can you do it now with Cardano? Is it still too early?
When you talk about NFTs, it's now all about Ethereum.
Right.
The next one is Flow. That's why people are going on Flow.
Right.
I think Polkadot is coming strong. I don't see Cardano on NFTs yet. I only see Ethereum, which is expensive, and I told you guys right now Ethereum is hated. People Malaysians say cannot tahan already. Singapore also say cannot tahan. I can't stand it. So see, people are going on Flow now.
Right.
And Polkadot also has something, but I don't see it. The workable ones are Ethereum and Flow. This is proven. The unproven ones are things like Polkadot and Matic. I don't see the rest. Yeah.
So can you buy these NFTs with Flow? You could go to the F1 and buy it with Flow, could you? So you need yourself some Flow before you even step into this arena. Yeah.
Yes. But the holders of Flow, we get dividends every month.
Yeah.
And those who bought that maximum quota of Flow, you don't have to work. You get like 10,000 ringgit every month in Malaysia, which is a lot.
Yeah.
They're probably making more than their boss. So I hope the boss doesn't piss them off, because then they're going to say, I resign.
Yeah. Oh, amazing, mate. So so Flow isn't great value right now, but it's something you might need to buy.
Yeah, you might need to buy. So Flow is going to become something like a currency to buy. It's going to be like it is going to be the Ethereum of the NFT world.
Right. Okay. Oh, amazing, mate. I mean, do you know what? I really like this. This really has sparked my interest. I mean, when it comes down to the kind of crypto space, I think if you got in the first time round as you did, I could understand the passion. But actually sort of like knowing now, between Jeff and I, we know a little bit about it, but now we're sort of like stepping into an arena where we're able to compete in some respects with other people if you know about that particular sport.
And your knowledge, yes,
because you would know, you like I know the NFL, so I know the draft. Like Jeff would know the draft. Who is the youngest cricket player? Who did you bet on?
Yeah.
And that is going to be worth a lot.
They're the ones, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Makes sense.
So it's amazing, right? It's not only for this. Again, I don't know cartoons and memes, but it's sports. This is real sports, motor sports, cricket sports, everything.
Yeah,
incredible.
It changes the game, doesn't it? I mean, when you sort of like when I think about music, most specifically, I think music has really suffered over the last 20 years because of pirating and everything else. But this really does change the game with music, and music's got a huge fan base. So if people can kind of like launch these NFTs and it's almost like swapping, like you say, the sport swapping, but it does something else for sport as well. I mean, sport is already hugely popular. But it's just going to make it even more interesting. I think the Premier League would introduce this at a drop of a hat.
Who gets the rights for that? Now in Europe, it's Chili's, because they already have the Atletico Madrid token, Roma token, Juventus token. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you know what the best thing about NFTs is? Let me tell you. So Jeff has an NFT. So you, Ash, have an NFT of your band. Do you know that once that's resold, this is industry standard, okay? Not something that came out. You guys get 10% of that anyway, of the resale price.
Yes. No, I understand that. That's if you're the. That's if you are the person, right? So if you're the band, then you get 10% of every time it gets resold. Yes.
So Jeff's bamboo thing can be resold, and you just sit there and just collect the money, and it's on the blockchain, and no one can cheat you, because as long as you know your wallet, you know whether it's going. You know where it's going, man, and they know your wallet, and they probably put your money in your wallet anyway. Yeah.
God bless them.
This is like the new industry, and it's exciting, like again, it's the first inning, guys. It's the first inning.
Yes, that's the nice part. I like that bit.
That bit's really good. Baseball has 9 innings. Okay, this is like the first inning for NFTs.
So when do you want this short list, buddy?
We'll talk next week.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I need to do my research on all of this, because again, it's just preparing, and I'll be hitting the NBA top shots this weekend, definitely, just to test it out.
So what's who'd you say owned the Atletico Madrid and Juventus?
Chili's, this one,
Chili's.
yeah, CHZ is gone up a lot.
So do you think that those guys are, because they've got that? Do you think that they might be
Premier League? No, because you guys are Brits. You guys go different ways. I don't think Britain will allow a European outfit to come in. I'm sure you guys I'm sure that Premier League will be on Polkadot or Radix. You guys are Brits. You guys are on an island.
Well, do you know, mate? It's interesting you say that. I mean, the Premier League ultimately will go for who pays them the highest price.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. What I find interesting about maybe this one is that if they've got Atletico Madrid, that's Spanish. If they've got Juventus, that's Italian. I mean, they could corner the whole of Europe pretty much by the sounds of it.
They could, yeah.
Yeah, they might be worth looking into.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that UK will probably give it to the Great Sun Polkadot.
Oh, really? Is Polkadot UK? Is it?
Yeah. Polkadot is UK.
Right.
It's in of course it's based in Switzerland, but the founder is UK.
Okay. Interesting, mate. Interesting.
And since Polkadot is big on this, I am very sure. And since Polkadot can pay, right? Because Polkadot people have to pay them to buy a parachain. Hello, they will have a lot of savings there. They are the highest. Listen to this. They are the highest staked coin, so they have a lot of money. And they can now triple or quadruple or 10 times that amount if they can get the Premier League. They will be able to pay. Trust me. They are going to be able to pay. The Premier League, like, well, okay.
Yeah, that's a few months at least down the road by the sounds of it.
Yeah. But you're right. The Premier League will probably be the biggest ever NFT in the world.
Yeah.
I wonder what sort of money that is. That's going to be a massive amount of money.
Yeah, it would be, and I suppose the best way to position yourself, because all this stuff. I mean, what you're talking about with F1 and the NBA.
Yeah.
Maybe what we're really getting here is an immediate opportunity, and also an opportunity down the road by saying, okay, well, there are still other areas that haven't yet been explored, and if we think of something like the NFL, and we think about the Premier League and cricket, where are they going to have their home? And I suppose for this reason, you need a bit of Flow, you probably need a bit of Polkadot, maybe even a bit of Ethereum. Still, I don't know.
Ash, don't forget, Polkadot does testnet first, right? So if it's going on Polkadot, before it goes there, where is it going to? Kusama. Jeff has that.
Okay.
and it's only $300, Jeff.
How much?
300 now.
300 now.
Yeah.
So I got to buy more, have I? You send me broke buying these things, man.
Amazing. Oh yeah, this is really cool. I can't wait till we're really talking about which players we're going to buy with our NFTs.
Yeah, that's right up your alley, isn't it?
I love it.
You haven't even mentioned cycling yet. It's one of the biggest sports on the planet. Certainly
that's another one. So guys,
good point.
Yeah, guys, the Tuesday show, you got to call Paul Bartlett and say, hey, we become a sports talk show now.
I'd love that. I would love that. Jeff would love that. He's got experience in that field.
Yeah, and you worked for TV before. Guys, this makes money. This is serious money, man.
Well, let's do it, Jeff. Let's design a sports talk NFT show.
Yeah.
My goodness, this was supposed to be a talk show. Nobody talks to us. Don't forget golf. Exactly, Jaira. Exactly, golf.
Yeah, golf is big. Yeah, golf, bowls, tennis. Goodness
I
me.
don't even mind spending that guy like 175,000 US, 20 million US. I don't mind spending 175,000 ringgit to make 20 million ringgit. Okay, I'm okay. Hey, okay.
That's a reasonable return.
Yeah.
All right, so we need to get our minds on this.
Yeah.
And I'll make a short list of the NRL players, I think.
Oh, we become a sports talk show.
Shukri, is there any link back to? I mean, the thing I've got my head in stocks here, and I'm seeing that actually I'm probably becoming a bit of a dinosaur while I'm here focusing on stocks and all this stuff's going on around me.
I've got a trade coming up, by the way. It'll
Okay, mate.
It'll be
guys,
Euro dollar
guys,
long.
thanks.
All
But
right.
no, you've got 10 minutes. Go on.
All right. Just quickly, Shukri, is there any link back to stocks?
Stocks, I'm not sure.
I mean,
goes
is there any
back to
stock?
the crypto companies.
Are there any stocks that kind of that create these that like who creates flow and
no,
is there
no.
a
Oh
No,
yeah,
okay.
Dapper Labs has not been listed yet, but I think they have a 250 million funding at 2 billion, so they will be IPO'd, but not now. Yeah, they have
Okay.
not gone for IPO yet. Even Chile.
Okay.
So one day these will be IPO'd, which is why you should get this, because guess what? I'm sure that if you hold the tokens, they will give you an IPO offerings also.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
There
this
you
is
go.
exciting, mate. You give me something to do
This
today.
world is moving in a very, very fast pace and in a completely different direction than I ever imagined it would.
Yeah.
Man, who'd have thought my head on a Tasmanian devil's body with bamboo in the background would be worth trillions of dollars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, the jury's out on that one, I've got to say.
Well, we'll see, mate. We'll see. I'll buy one.
Yeah, because Jeff, people could buy you if they know you as Jeff, the soothsayer in picking the cricket guy.
Oh yeah.
You
Good
see
point.
that?
The former sports producer. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
It was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys know, Beeple
Two
has
generations have died
only, three
since then.
generations. Guys, Beeple has only been in NFTs for 4 months. He was nothing 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, so Jeff one day might be a trillionaire. He might be in Fiji, and he's going to give me lifetime supply of cover. We signed a contract.
No problem. I'll start growing it in Tassie.
This is great. This is great stuff. Okay, thank you so much, Shukri,
Thank
as always,
you.
mate. Brilliant,
Thanks,
brilliant,
buddy.
brilliant addition. Yeah, you've sparked my interest. I've got lots of work to do now today. A bit of research myself.
We've got a meeting later, Ash, too, haven't we?
Oh, we do. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day today, mate. Yeah.
Forget the pound trade. We'll get into NFT.
Yeah.
No,
okay,
we're going to get the stats right on the pound trade.
We do. Trade. You got to trade.
Oh, not yet. It'll be euro dollar long, and
Okay.
it'll be based on the current candle. It's got to close first, right? But all things are shaping up. I've already got a buy in the market at 119.88. That's based on a daily chart. This candle here. If you have a look at that candle, right, and you have a look at the 4-hour candle, they're very, very similar. If you have a look at the weekly pivot and the daily pivot, which was smashed by this bar here, and this bar is a response to that. So it's a double cross on both the weekly pivot and the daily pivot. And the daily candle is exactly the same, but it's also a false break of this support trade line. And it's also on the way to the top of this range. So like I said, it's really tough to be thinking long the euro at the moment, but everything's telling me it's going that way. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Okay, mate. All right. So this is going to be at the top of the hour.
This will be at the top of the hour. We'll hang around for that. Should I look at euro pound? I think it's going to look worse.
It's quiet,
it is.
isn't it? I see the Aussie has gapped down this morning against actually just about everything by the looks of things.
Oh, that means euro Aussie's going okay. We're halfway to TP1. As again, I hate getting in on those candles, but it is what it is. There's not a whole lot more I was interested in, to be honest. It was still all euro long and Aussie short, basically. Pound Aussie was the exception. I was looking to get long pound Aussie. That just hasn't happened. The pound has to rally, and again, that's difficult to see as well. Maybe, just maybe, that support trade line, I think, as I said this morning, may be of assistance if we got back above it. But we've got to get above that, as well as that. It's a big ask. And the pivots are really telling me everything I need to know. There's no trade on here. Just wait, be patient. The euro, however, tomorrow, this time, I'm going to be talking about the FOMC breakout trade. I'll just give you a heads up on that, guys. You can see through yesterday and today so far, we've got a range of, I'll call it an effective range. I'm going to use the highs and the lows. I'm going to use the opens and the closes. Got an effective range of 28 pips right now. Let me tell you, if that's the case tomorrow, I'll be pretty excited, but I won't use the that range. I'll probably use the spikes, which is only 58 pips at this point in time. So the weekly range on euro dollar is currently 58 pips. If that's the case going into FOMC, I think we'd be in pretty good shape to take a trade, frankly, to take a breakout trade. And I got a funny feeling that the Fed are going to give an indication, Ash, as to what their intentions are throughout 2021 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with the Fed, isn't it? Because it's going to be really all about that. You know, are they going to control the yield? And if they say they're not, then I suspect things like the Nasdaq and gold will probably start to come lower again. But if they say they are, that might change the terrain completely. Anybody that's in a long gold or silver at that point is probably given the green light to hold on to those positions. But it's going to be in the statement again, isn't it? The devil will be in the detail, and maybe it won't be what he does say, but more importantly, what he doesn't. That we're going to be reading. So it might be a different judgment call to make actually tomorrow, mate. Might not be that easy to make a genuine assumption on what's going on. Because
I actually think the market will decide, because we've been talking for, not so much me because I'm not a fundamentalist, but there's chat around about inflation taking over, which is going to cause interest rates to rise. I think that's either going to be A, laid to rest tomorrow, or B, propagated. So I think the market will react to that. If it's kind of a no, don't be ridiculous, we're not going to raise interest rates anytime soon, then the market will react to that and the dollar will go back into decline, I believe. Or if they say, yes, we are considering, I don't know, in June or September or whatever, doing the first of the rate hikes that will take us back to whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to be said.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Yeah, John makes a good point. If prices are rising, how are they going to hide it? And I suppose, yeah, will they kind of hint at will they hint at saying, you know, that they will be driven by the data, or will they just stick? Because that's something that Christine Lagarde didn't do. You know, she said that we may have to change our stance, but effectively, you know, to paraphrase, we're going to fight tooth and nail to keep everything exactly where it is right until March next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder whether Jerome Powell's language will be quite as aggressive, you know, as Christine Lagarde's was, because she was pretty bearish, you know, when it came down to the things that needed to happen. And now I know they're in a different situation over there. What is Fed interest in lower dollar? Lower dollar is going to provide further a further boost for equities. You know, so they don't want a high dollar. They don't want a dollar which gets too high, because they you know, we still need those equities to push higher, because we need to get people back to work, and that's the biggest problem they've got in the States right now, is that the employment figures just aren't there. So raising interest rates could be it could be disastrous, really, for their progression. So that's, you know, that's something that they won't want to happen, and obviously with that yield kind of going the way it's going, it's kind of is it going to end up forcing their hand? Will they try and offer some kind of yield curve control is the big question. Has the Fed got any bullets left? Yeah, you know what the bullet, John, really is that they inflate away the debt. I mean, that's what everybody's going to try and do. They're going to try and inflate away the debt, but they've got to do it in a controlled way. And I wonder why. I wonder if that's why they're just quite happy to let things kind of go in their particular run, or is it that they just haven't got a clue what to do, so they're better off doing nothing? There's going to be some mistakes made for sure over this period, because we can't all follow the United States because every country is different.
Well, and if you recall, hang on, we'll place this order. It is long. I'll write these down so I don't get it wrong when I put it on the board. We're long. We're going long at 1.1939, and we're going to have a stop loss of 1.1911. We'll talk about profit in a minute. So that order remains. That's still the case. This one will be a new one. So euro US dollar, buy at 1.1939. Stop loss will be 1. What do I write down? 1911. What time do we actually have to finish this show, Angel, before the next one?
I think the next one starts at 10 past.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Right. TP1 is going to be, let me work that out. DR1 looks likely suspect, I'd have to say. Okay, let's go with 1.1950. It's only 11 pips. What's our risk? 28. That's okay. 1.1950 will be TP1.
Oh, 9:15. Thanks, Angel.
Well, so how many people do we need to apologise for going over? I'm sorry. I didn't realise that was the case. I thought it was.
It's all right, mate. It's 2 minutes past right now. You're okay.
I know, but previously I'm pretty sure I've gone to 25 past or something. Maybe it wasn't happening at that point.
No,
what is this show, by the way? Who is it? Is that Lenka? Must be Lenka. My apologies to Lenka if that's the case.
I'll check.
I'll just fix that up. There we go. So there's the new order. Now, I just got to double check that I'm taking profit before the entry on the other. Yeah, well and truly. That's all good. Right. So there's the order. I'll just check the 30-minute chart as well, because that may be interesting also. Not so much. Had we come back to retest the trend line, different story. There's probably a potential entry if that is the case on the 30-minute chart. If we come back to that trade line, and that's in the next 27 minutes, I think there'll be an entry above that as well, and put your stop loss below it. You might get the idea that I'm keen to trade this, right? Tomorrow we have a show at 5:20 p.m. 9:15 p.m. Okay, so it's not today. Not today. We're okay. We can hang in there for a bit. Cheers, Angel. And going back to your previous post, Angel, as well, when the daylight saving question was asked, if anybody didn't read that from Angel, as of the 29th, which is a fortnight yesterday, this show will be 1 hour earlier in Singapore, Hong Kong, in that Asian zone anyway. And also if you're in Australia, that will be the case. Because we will still be around at London Open, which will obviously go forward with daylight saving. Okay. So euro dollar potential entry if we get down to there. Just very, very quickly through those that I'm still watching. Pound Aussie, look, I'm actually going to sack it at the moment. This is too hard. Even if we got above this trade line and retested it, we'd have to have an entry above those pivots. Look, if that's the case, then that's fine. But I've got a funny feeling that won't be. I think we'll come up to here and maybe pull back if it does indeed go long. And that's going to be too hard to trade into there. I won't be doing that. Euro Aussie, we're still about halfway to TP1. I don't know why I've still got Euro Kiwi there. Just because of the euro, I think I'm super keen on the euro at the moment. Oh, there's that one that we didn't trade, right? No interest in that now. It's got to come back to the weekly pivot at least before I'd get interested in trading that now. I've missed it. Kiwi yen, why is that there? We spoke about this yesterday. Oh, Jaira, you were talking about this yesterday. Were you not? I recall. Yeah, look, it's not doing a lot, is it? Not at all. There was the hint of a false break, but it didn't give us the candle that we want. Maybe that's still in play. I think if price got below here and retested the confluence of daily pivot and trend line or trade line, which are both, I might even get interested in taking a short on this one. But there's a long way to go there. Euro yen, little doji is starting to get a little bit tired, but I can't. You're still in that, Jaira? Euro yen. You were in euro yen, I'm pretty sure. Aussie Kiwi. I'd have to point out that Aussie Kiwi, that's the reason I've got it on the chart, a notorious ranging pair, Aussie Kiwi. Oh, good man. Nice trade, buddy. It's a notorious ranging currency pair. And I think we're now getting very, very close to being at the point of let's look for shorts, frankly. Probably use those lows and those highs. Maybe in there somewhere. So we're very close to the top of that range, in my opinion. Maybe if we break out of it and came back in it, then we could look for a lower high. But we've already hit the top of it. Maybe a lower high here gets interesting on Aussie Kiwi as well. And that really is all I've got. Have we been triggered short into the pound? Yes, we have. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the long, and I didn't want to get triggered short here. Anyway, it is what it is. That's the breakout for you. So that's pretty much me, buddy. I'm pretty much done.
Cool.
I'm still a euro bull despite all of the weight it's got around its shoulders. And now I've even gone with the dollar, which I really was hesitant to do last week, but now I'm okay to trade the euro against the dollar.
Okay. All right. Good stuff, mate. Yeah, I mean it's going to be tricky, I think, for the next day or so because we got the Fed obviously tomorrow, and we've also got the Bank of England on Thursday. So we are seeing that pound weaken as we head into that Bank of England statement. But it's going to all be about economic sentiment, economic growth, and inflation. So they're the things we are waiting to listen out for with those statements. And yes, there's going to be people taking positions at this particular point. I'm not sure if those positions will last that long. You may get fortunate with it, but yeah, it's going to be tricky, I think, for the next day or so. Unfortunately, we don't have. I think the ability to trade the dollar Czech koruna, which I think is quite an interesting currency pair for a long, but I don't think you guys have the opportunity to trade that. So if you do, then we'll talk about it tomorrow, just before the Fed. But we better get out of here, mate. I think yeah.
I just want to update Euro CAD. We're free trading this. I better put some pivots on here. That will help. I can't remember where we're up to, frankly. No pivots. Why no pivots? There we go. That's better. Okay, so we're well below the monthly pivot, well below the weekly pivot. Sorry, above. I think we can put some more in the bank, guys. Let's move our stops to entry if that works. Yeah, I think that's cool. So stops to entry on EuroCAD. And that's about all I want to do at the moment. This will retrace at some stage, but yeah, where to, I don't know. So that's why I want to keep them pretty loose. Don't forget, this is a big reward trade. We're looking for our next take profits down here somewhere, about there. That's our next take profit, right? And if this actually goes, we're talking, we took about 400 and nearly 500 pip risk, I think, but it's got potential for, 3,000 if it actually gets through. It's a long way to go, of course, but that's what I've got in my head. So I want to keep the stops as loose as possible, but now they're at entry, okay, on EuroCAD. Just a quick question. Was your famous long-term significant price level for euro dollar? My famous long-term price level for euro dollar. I don't know that I have one currently, do I? Let me have a look at my chart. Euro dollar. I think I was talking, 150s or something at some stage, but fundamentals have kind of changed since then. Look, it's not to do with the euro, frankly, Gyro. It's to do with the US dollar. So let's talk 139 for the moment. But the euro dollar, the dollar is the story, not the euro at the end of the day. I think the dollar is going to provide us with some amazing opportunities down the track. We may even look to take on the all-time highs around about the 160 level. But again, it's not necessarily the euro, it's the dollar. And I think the dollar's got some sad times ahead, frankly. It was a support resistance level, that euro dollar. Oh, okay. Well, there's many levels. One of them, and the biggest and best of them, is 113.60, 1.1360. Is that possible? Of course it's possible. And that level is pretty much there. And if you have a look at what happened since the global financial crisis, once it got down to its lowest ebb, which was very close to parity, it just couldn't get back above that level for the longest time, for like 5 years or something. No, not 5 years, 3 years. Then it did. Then it came back to there, settled there, and then it took again the longest time to get back above it. If it comes back, that's the level I'd be looking at, 113.60. Aussie CAD, in short, would Aussie continue to weaken? Look, I believe so for a short period of time, LT. The CAD's got absolutely no reason to weaken, as I see it. So I reckon you're in the right position. The only thing that would, to my mind, bring the CAD below the Aussie at the moment would be a crash in oil prices, and I don't see that happening right now. So I think you're in the right direction, Aussie CAD short. As far as the Aussie is concerned, I think long term it's going to be probably medium term it's probably going to be one of the strongest currencies on the board. But so is the CAD. And whilst ever oil's going up, the CAD's probably got a little bit over the Aussie. So I think you're in the right spot. That's me, Ash.
Awesome, mate. Okay, fantastic stuff. Thank you, as always, to everybody. Stay safe for the rest of the day. I think it is going to be a bit choppy out there, so be really careful. Probably trading today at all. I think maybe it's a research day if you've got time to do that instead. And I will speak to you in a short period, mate.
Yes, mate. Happy days. Catch you soon.
Okay.
Everyone, thank you very much for being here, and we look forward to your company at the very same time tomorrow. And we will be out before now, I promise you, Angel, we will get we'll get out before now. Have a
And
great day,
thank you to-
guys.
Thank you to Angel
Sorry?
as well. Thanks to Angel as well for producing the show for us and helping us out.
As always.